Hello friends, welcome back to A Mother's Journey to Holistic Health and Healing. I'm your host, Marissa Prieto. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in today and listening. This is episode 14. Before we get started, I would just like to share and add that if you are enjoying the podcast so far and you're getting value from it and you're trying things out and noticing an impact, I would really appreciate it if you would leave a review, whether it's on iTunes, on Spotify, wherever that you are listening from. If you could leave a review, maybe share it on your stories, on your social media, or tag someone or send it to someone who might benefit from it. That would be much appreciated. I'd be very grateful for that because that will help the podcast grow and reach other individuals, other moms that could benefit from it. So really would appreciate that. So today's episode 14, we're actually going to get into a little bit of a series that kind of just came up today. It was nothing I had planned for, and usually when I do a podcast episode, I don't plan them out. In the past, when I was had wanted to start a podcast 2 years ago, before my girls were born. And, I would get in my head about okay, I need to have the whole year planned out. What are the episodes going to be about and this, and just get all up in my head. And since I'm having my girls, I've done a lot of practice, a lot of work, a lot of spiritual practices and work that really have helped me strengthen my intuition. And I don't write them out anymore. It kind of just comes on the fly, which I like and I don't mind because it's either what I need to hear, which I know will help somebody else, because a lot of the things that I share, I've gone through personally and I've healed through or am working through. And so I know there is somebody out there who is going through the same thing. We're just really quiet about it, right? Which is why I share what I share, so that way you're not alone and there is a way to heal through it, to get through it. And there are tools you can adopt. You just got to be willing to do the work, right? To do the work. And knowing that it's going to take time and not having expectations to when it will quote unquote get better, whatever the issue is for you. When will it go away? When will I start to see results, right? We want to get those results right away. We lack patience in our culture and our society, and that's normal. That's just how it is in our society, right? But anyway, so I thought, okay, this will be a really cool series. These are topics that are very dear to my heart. I'm very passionate about them because I know how much they have changed my life and changed me, and how they've helped me become a better person, a better mom, a better partner, daughter, friend, etc. Coach, also. And when I adopt these practices, and when I practice them on a regular basis from a place of love and compassion for myself, I can be the person that I want to be naturally, authentically, right? Because I feel good mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Yes, and we're all going to have those days. I'm not saying I'm perfect, right? Obviously. But there are those times where, yes, I get frustrated with certain things. I'm not able to do certain things because the kids are awake, or they won't let me do, an exercise, or won't let me do this or that. And that's when I stop myself, thank myself for that moment and for that situation, because obviously that is a trigger, something I need to learn from. And I thank it and I say, okay, accept how it is right now. I accept this moment that's not within my control. And how do I want to use this time instead of this? Do I want to cuddle with my kids? Do I want to read to them, dance with them, play music with them, sing to them? So when things don't always go out as planned, discomfort rises, emotions rise. It can cause frustration and irritability. And I think about how I want to use that time. So the whole point of that was because all these practice that I put in, on which I'm going to do a series on, has helped me. That's just one small example. Has helped me build patience, have tools, teach my kids, my son, obviously, because my kids are babies. My girls are 16 months, but my son, give him tools to work with his, whether he's anxious or frustrated or angry or upset, give him tools to help him ground himself and relax. And of course, we're all different. So one thing might not work for somebody, but also ask yourself, do you give yourself enough time to put them into practice and to see if they actually do work? Okay. For a lot of people, and people that I work with especially, it's no. They don't give themselves enough time to see the results, to feel the changes. Why is that? Because it takes work. And so in their head, they're having a battle. This takes too much time. I'm not feeling the difference yet. It's not working. Those kinds of things that the head, the ego, will put in your mind and derail you from staying that course, of just trusting it. So not only have these, let's say, energy healing modalities, and not really, there's simple things that we all do each day, but we don't really think about it mindfully. They will help heal. They will help heal you physically, and by reducing your stress, your anxiety, blood pressure, etc. Emotionally, boost your mood, mentally, have you in a more healthier, positive mindset, gratitude, appreciation. And spiritually, you feel connected, maybe to your family, to a higher power. Again, I am very passionate about holistic health and integrating all bodies of health and wellness, which makes us whole, which makes us feel balanced. Because one without the other, we will feel off balance. Our energies will be out of sync, which is also why I'm passionate about energy healing. So, all that being said, I'm going to do a series. I'm going to do a series on these topics. For the rest of these topics, they will just be regular every podcast, which is every 2 weeks. And the first one I'm getting in today is going to be on the power of meditation. The next one after that, and I don't know if this is going to be any specific order, okay? This is just things that kind of came to me. The power of breath, the power of music, the power of movement. In my case, this would be like yoga and intuitive movement, dance. The power of dance, that was next. I guess I could fall into movement. The power of song, like singing. Or chanting, really. The power of Reiki. I should also say the power of prayer, as a matter of fact, as well. I'm going to throw that in there. Okay. So those are topics that I'm going to be talking about over the next, I guess, couple months, because I share episodes every 2 weeks. So I guess it's going to roll in like for the next few months, maybe until the end of the year. But I'm really excited to talk about these topics, like I said, because I know the healing power that it has and how it's helped me and helped other clients. And not to mention seeing my parents start to utilize some of these tools and techniques and them seeing the benefit and power. And that the older we get, the harder it is to break habit, because we are a creature of habit. We've had those habits set for a long time, but not until you fully experience it and you give yourself that opportunity, that time, that chance to just be and just try it out. Like, what have you got to lose? And just let it and just go with it. And that there's no right or wrong way. So let's get into the meditation part of it, right? I talked a little bit about I think it was not this past episode, but the episode before, on kind of like my journey with meditation. So if you've heard that, if you haven't heard it, you can go back to it. I won't get into too much detail, but meditation first came into my life when I quit bodybuilding. I was like full on force with veganism. And that's when yoga got introduced into my life. And I don't know how, but also somehow the meditation did as well. I guess because in the yoga in my classes, we do like a small little meditation that our instructor would kind of read us like a passage and then we would just sit. So that was kind of like my first experience with meditation. And then also at the time, in my work, I was teaching diabetes education classes, and one of the topics was on stress. And so for the patients, we would play some calming music. We would talk to them about stress and how meditation, how stress impacts diabetes and blood pressure. And so we would kind of like play this gentle music, soften the lights down, and kind of just have them just relax. So that's kind of like my first introduction to meditation, but I was not practicing it. So I don't remember exactly how I got into it, but I do remember, going to classes. I had a friend that we went to meditation classes, and I was just seeking, I was trying to, I'm an overachiever, and at the time, obviously, perfectionist, so, and all or nothing. So once I wanted to do something and I really was interested in it, it would be full on out. So I did that with yoga, and, I burnt myself out with that. And with the same thing with meditation. So, went to these classes regularly, got the mala beads, learned the chanting, learned the mudras, learned all the different types of, meditation techniques. And at that time, I didn't have my son, right? So I had all the time to try to practice meditation and, I bought the cushion, set up a little altar area, tried the whole thing, right? And eventually with time, as time went on and I got pregnant with my son, it just became unsustainable for me. I was not able to practice that long. And for me, again, having an all or nothing mindset at that time, not having healed from that, it was okay, I don't have the time to do this half-hour meditation. Then I guess I can't do it at all, right? I had not worked through the all or nothing mentality. So the habit just disappeared little by little. It started to wane away and fade away. And I just remember at the time, practicing meditation at work too. I remember I would go outside under a tree and I would just sit there and I'd just close my eyes and focus on my breath, and that's it. If I noticed, that's all I would do. I would just sit in the tree and focus on my breath, and that's all I would do. And I do remember, always coming back to work feeling more, when I would see patients, feeling more relaxed, more at ease, more calm. And at the time, I was starting to realize I didn't want to be there anymore. I felt really enclosed and trapped. It was a small office. It was always cold. There were no windows in there. And I just did not feel happy there anymore. And I did have, a lot of emotional eating too. When I'd get anxious, I'd want to snack and eat something. So I always had some kind of snacks there. And, but I did notice that when I came back, I would feel more calm. I even take my yoga mat, And when I'd get anxious, I would do a little bit of yoga in my office, close the door. So that's when I kind of started incorporating it a little bit more in terms of without the structure of my cushion and the, the table, the quote unquote, how it should look like, right? That we might have as a perception. And, so that's kind of how I began with meditation. Again, once I had my son, it just kind of slowly faded away. I don't remember taking the time to meditate that often. So, and then as he got older and older, I would here and there, I would put some guided meditations on YouTube, try some of those on your watch, right? It has relax and take a minute or two to take some deep breaths, and I would do that. And then there was a Fitbit app, there was some meditations on there, and I would try that out. And it was kind of what could I say? I was always trying, right? I was always trying to find something. It was not something that felt natural to me. And yeah, I was making an effort, but at the same time, I think I was just spending so much time in my head, thinking about it and trying to look up something to do it, to help me, but that all along, I had it within myself, that I didn't need that much. I didn't need any of that. I needed to spend time, figuring out like, let me get this meditation or that one, or what should I do, right? What should I do for meditation today? All those kinds of things. It was like, that was where I was. And today it's much more different. I have found a practice that has helped me because I incorporate my self-Reiki, I incorporate my prayer, I incorporate song, I incorporate yoga, sometimes dance, sometimes music in terms of like a drum or some rattles I have. Singing is usually for sure there. And all of these things together help me feel balanced, help me feel grounded. Not to mention, I know this helps with my physical health, my blood pressure, cholesterol, cortisol, all those hormones, my mood, right? And for sure the anxiety. So fast forward now, from that time 6 years ago, it's like I found a way to beat it. Sure, the anxiety comes up every now and then, but I know how to manage it and I don't let it get the best of me. And I have lots of tools, which is what I help my clients with, is find what tools work for them. So, I just want you to know that it's a journey, okay? And it takes time. As you can see, it's taken me 7 years. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's taken me 7 years to get to where I'm at now with having a solid meditation practice that I feel good about, that I feel confident about, that has helped me. My mindset has shifted around it. It's something I do every day. It's not a chore. It's not like I have to do this to get rid of this. It's like part of me. And it's like no exception. And so I've tried all different kinds of things. I'm telling you, I've tried all different kinds of things and I found what works for me. And I hope I can help you find what works for you. Because you are not your anxiety or depression or frustration or anger. You just have not gotten the right tools to help you manage them, release them. That's what I want to be here to help you with, to help you empower yourself to do it. It takes work and discipline, and I know you can do it, because if I can do it with 2 twin girls and a 6-year-old, podcasting and having 2 jobs, you can do it too. Okay? And sometimes we might need support from a coach. Obviously, it's taken me a lot longer. I didn't have no coach or anything like that. So if you have coaching or you want my help and guidance, I can get you there faster than 7 years. That's funny. But that's the journey. That's the beauty of it, is the journey. That's just the beauty of it. So the benefits, like, let's talk about the benefits. I'm sure you've heard about the benefits of meditation, and a lot of them are scientifically actually based. Like, there's actually studies that they've done to show the benefits of meditation. And there's so many different forms and ways we can do this. So please let go of any expectation or perception where you're picturing somebody in a lotus pose and they're on this cushion and they've got to stay there for hours and hours. Like, you can lay down, you can sit down, you can have a chair, you could be outside on the grass, you could, like, you could be in your pool, in your jacuzzi, you could be in the shower, you could be in the bath. Like, it's endless, right? There's endless possibilities, endless ways that you could practice meditation. In your car, when you're at a stoplight, or maybe not a stoplight, but when you're parked somewhere, you're waiting to pick up your kid. It's just not in our mind. We're not being conscious of it, right? So anyway, so here's one of the benefits that's backed up by science. Stress reduction, obviously, right? There's lots of studies on it that have shown that it helps people reduce their stress, which also in turn reduces your cortisol, the stress hormone, by the way, which can also lead to like inflammation in your body, right? And it could also increase your blood glucose, your insulin levels. So if you are like, you have prediabetes or diabetes or high blood pressure, depression, anxiety, or PCOS, or any kind of like inflammation in the body, and you're frequently stressed a lot or feel on edge or anxious, then you need to be practicing meditation. Actually, I feel like everybody needs to be practicing meditation in some shape or form. Why are we not doing it, more often? Well, we're not taught, right? This is something they need to be teaching in school. Like, seriously, they need to integrate this into school. This is a life skill. It can be helpful with, reducing the stress. So maybe like normal stresses in your day to day, practicing meditation and having built this into your life helps you to have a more like resilience. It builds resilience and tolerance. So like when a stressful situation happens, or like day to day things that get you like irritable or stressed, you feel it less. So it's like, okay, I still feel a little frustrated, but it's not a big deal. And if it's something bigger, you have tools like to help you through it, right? It's like a big shift. It's a whole game changer. So we have stress, reducing stress, which also obviously, like I said, has an impact on the physical body to lower your cortisol, insulin, inflammation, the anxiety. Again, controls anxiety. I'm telling you guys, like, I had a lot of anxiety. During bodybuilding days, and I had a lot of anxiety too. I'd have panic attacks when I was like super strict on my diet and training and prepping my meals. Like, I had no idea what the heck was going on. I would just know that I'd get sweaty and hot and like my heart would be pounding and I'd be like, what the heck's going on here? I had no idea. And then once I became a mom, I feel like that just that came back, the anxiety, because, well, when you go through pregnancy losses, that can trigger your anxiety. You're worried about the pregnancy, about that baby, which triggers more anxiety. You're worried about the delivery, we're worried about the baby after. Like, there's a lot of worries. My God, there's a lot of worries, which triggers the anxiety. And then from there, like, we're in a like dysregulated nervous system, always feeling on edge. How can we not bring in meditation to help us calm ourselves and feel better? So just thinking about how like you're always in a tense state and getting used to that, right? Getting used to that feeling, like in a constant state of dysregulation and flight or fright. So yeah, once I started practicing meditation more and more and more, I incorporated it in my spiritual practice. The anxiety is rarely there, which is remarkable. So I want you to know that there's ways to manage it. You got to stick with it and you got to be disciplined and dedicated to it if you really want to see the change. So yeah, reduces your anxiety. And think about like when you're anxious, how many times has that stopped you from doing something? Oh, I don't want to do this because da-da-da-da. Or I'm anxious. You know what I mean? Like think about how anxiety rules you or controls you and prevents you from doing things that you want to do. Oh, I want to go travel here, but then XYZ. I want to go camping, but then what if this happens? Think about how much times your anxiety has prevented you from actually living your life. So it's very powerful, I'm telling you. And we bring this, like once you're practicing meditation on a regular basis, like you bring it into your everyday life. Like you're on a plane or you're out camping with your family. You're like having a walk with your kids. You're at the park watching them play. Like you just bring it into your life, which overall impacts your sense of well-being. Your emotional health, right? The research has also shown too that it's going to help manage and decrease a person's depression. So imagine somebody being diagnosed with depression and being on all these kinds of medications without having them right away, maybe trying other holistic modalities. Because the medication's a Band-Aid. And for some people, they might really need the medication and that's okay. But can they add supplementation, holistic modalities to help them? Right? Bring in the meditation, energy healing. The studies are there. Can reduce depression. And just help you have a more positive outlook on life. Self-awareness. This is something that has helped me a lot. Practicing meditation, I'm more self-aware of my patterns, my ways of thinking. Like when I think of something that's not supportive for me, like, I don't know, let me see if I can give an example. Oh, I'll just bring up something of like bringing in content. Like say I want to come in and post something and I'm like, oh wait, but why would anyone want to hear that? Or, is that really helpful? Like, the brain, that part of the ego comes in and starts to speak. And just with this ongoing practice of meditation, I've been able to slow down and call it out and be like, that's not really me, So it helps with your self-awareness to even slow down on your habits. Like say you're wanting to improve your nutrition and you're like, it's late at night and you're feeling kind of like anxious or whatever, you're mad or frustrated. You're like, let me go get some maybe wine. And it comes to like 1 glass, 2 glass, 3 glasses or beers or whatever, some kind of drink. Before you know it, you're not feeling good at all and you're waking up feeling terrible. Well, my meditation, you can use that as a tool to help you get through those uncomfortable moments. But not only that, you'll feel much better about yourself and your choices. And you're able to like stop and think about, oh, I'm feeling like this and I'm using the alcohol as an outlet. Like, what choice do I want to make right now, right? So it really helps you to increase your self-awareness and to slow down and cultivating mindfulness. So that way you're enjoying the small things in life around you. The clouds on, I don't know, like a bright sunny day and blue skies, the beautiful, amazing sunset, that all the colors that arise from it, the sounds of the birds singing in the morning, the sounds of the bees, the sounds of your children laughing and playing, or even just the sounds of all the chaos in the house. The screaming, the barking, the yelling. Oh my gosh, that, right? Just being present in that moment. That's what meditation can do. Our attention span can become lengthened. That's another one. Attention span can be lengthened. So if you feel like you have a hard time focusing, or maybe you have ADHD or have been diagnosed with it, or you feel like you have some kind of mild ADHD, this can help you to be able to focus more on tasks and be more, just be able to concentrate a little bit more, have a longer attention span. There's been some research as well that it can help with fighting addictions. Right? So like for me, for instance, one of my addictions was my body image. I did all different kinds of diets. I exercised like crazy, doing all different kinds of exercise plans, CrossFit, strict bodybuilding, then the yoga combined, the cardio, bodybuilding, competing. That was my addiction to get to a quote unquote, like, the look that I wanted. That was my addiction because I didn't feel, all of the way that we are conditioned from a young age. I didn't feel quote unquote good enough. I wasn't happy with how I looked, right? Which is not really our true self. Meditation helped me fight that. So I no longer have any struggles, where I'm like, it's ruining my day or anything. Like, sure, they may come every now and then. That old voice might come and be like, oh, your legs, look at all that cellulite in your legs. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's just my old voice. Like, it's normal. It's okay. Like, my body's changing. I'm getting older. So whatever. It's like, I try to offer myself some self-compassion. But I'm no longer there where I used to be, which has also helped me with my mental, emotional, and my physical health. It can help us improve sleep. So there's a lot of studies on this too as well. Like if you have insomnia, you have a difficult time sleeping, or you feel like your mind's always busy, like with thoughts, and your body feels kind of anxious or awake, like putting a regular meditation practice, maybe even before bed, like cleaning up your sleep routine, which is also what I help my clients do, can help you be able to relax your body more and help you doze off into sleep, a little bit more restful sleep. So if you haven't tried meditation before bed, maybe give it a try. But like I said, keep practicing it, be diligent, and give it a try, especially if you don't want to be on those medications, and just give it some time. Give it some time to work. And there's all different kinds of music you can listen to, all different kinds of guided meditations on YouTube. You just got to find what works for you, what calms you down, what sounds you like, or are more peaceful to you. And believe it or not, actually, there are some studies that show that it helps to control some pain in your body, right? And I've had some patients and clients share this with me, that people who had like a lot of nerve pain or back pain practice meditation more regularly, and they would have the pain, but it'd be less of the pain. So it wasn't as strong. So that is pretty powerful. Not to mention, it can help you decrease your blood pressure, like I mentioned. And if you're a person who has a family history of heart attacks or diabetes or strokes or anything like that, you're already predisposed. So why not try to get ahead of the game and incorporate some modalities, some natural techniques to help you prevent, right? To help you prevent it. And you can meditate anywhere. Like I said, I like to do a lot of meditations in the shower. If I don't have time when I wake up in the morning to listen to a guided meditation, I'll meditate in my son's room. Like before I start work, I have my music, I have my incense. Like I make it a whole thing. I make it special because that helps me sit more into the moment. And when I don't have all that time, or I don't have all my incense, it's either taking some deep breaths, which we'll get into that in another episode. But overall, like I'm saying, I'm telling you, it's so powerful. And I don't know why we're not all doing it. But again, it's probably because we were not taught. We were not taught this in our schools. And I feel like it's starting to be a little bit more mainstream, which is good because, we just got to find a way that works for us. Or you just got to find a way that works for you instead of always seeing like how it quote unquote should look on social media or the internet. You got to find what works for you and what helps you. And I would love to help you do that if you're interested. So, if you are interested and you're looking for someone to help support you with coaching in your health and wellness, I am accepting clients. So you can head to the link in the description and book a free call with me. And I'd love to chat with you on what your struggles are and what I can help you with. But, overall, like I said, try, let go of any expectations, let go of like, I should do it for this amount of time, or, maybe set like, okay, I'm gonna try to do it for 20 days straight, and even it's for a minute or 2 minutes, like start small, right? So if you have like this guided meditation that's like 20 minutes, but you're like, I can only sit through 3 minutes of it. That's okay. Something is better than nothing. You're building up that tolerance. So start off gradually. You can't do the 5 minutes, then sit for a minute. Like just start dipping your toes in the water and start practicing it. And little by little over time, be patient, stick with it, fight that thought in your head of telling you it's not working or what's the point of 1 minute going to do. Like those thoughts are not going to serve you. And how are you going to establish that habit of meditation if you're going to be letting those unsupportive thoughts win? So again, if you need coaching, I would love to help you through your wellness journey. And again, don't give up. Keep trying different things. Look up things on YouTube, different kinds of sounds. And you'll find something that works when you know that you feel a difference and you feel a shift. Don't give up. Be patient. Be disciplined in yourself and know that it's for your own best, highest self, your healthiest self, because you know of all the benefits that it's going to provide to you. So ask yourself why. Why do I want to put a meditation practice into place? And see what answers you come up with. Are they worth it, right? Or do you want what will happen if you don't? What is the opposite? Is the anxiety going to keep on bothering you? Are you going to need to get on medications? Is it possible to go into depression? Like, what is the anxiety? What happens when anxiety wins? How does it hold you back? Do you want that to continue to happen, or do you want to take power? Do you want to empower yourself and have the control to win? And I know you do. So, let me know what you guys try out. I've got a couple of meditations. I think I have 2 that I've released. I have the grounding meditation, and then I have a self-compassion meditation. So check those out. I created those myself for you. See if they help you. And again, it's just a matter of trying out different things. And you got this. Give it time. Okay? Give it time. And remember that something is better than nothing. All right, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening. I hope you found this helpful. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Let me know what you're trying. Let me know what you need help with. I would love to help you. All right? Take care, everyone.